Hello, and welcome to a Neopets tarot deck review and flip through. If you're here just for a flip through, feel free to jump ahead, turn it on 2x speed, and mute me and put on your favorite music. If you're here for a little bit of commentary, then let's dive right in. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself with Neopets and my history with tarot as well. I've been doing tarot pretty on and off again. I'm very casual. I'm still memorizing the cards, kind of a thing, on and off for like about a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. I mainly just enjoy it. I have a love for printed cardstock. If it's a card with pretty pictures, I'm interested in it. So of course I ended up in tarot at some point. It was destined to be. I have been playing Neopets for a while again as well, on and off again. I've been seriously playing for the last year, but my account is about 17 years old. So I have a little bit of history with Neopets. Unfortunately, I have never played any of the plots or anything, so there is a certain amount of knowledge in characters and various important people in this deck that probably I will not understand or know. So that's a little bit frustrating for me, but I plan on being able to deep dive into it in the future. Just so you're aware, I did take the plastic off this deck, basically open it up, kind of do a glance at the book just to see that nothing was wrong, and then a little glance at the deck. I didn't even pull it out. I looked at the Fool card and made sure it looked like everything was there, and I walked away. I haven't flipped through the cards or anything, so I'm very excited about this. If you decide to order this is through Geekify. They have the deck, and then you get a deck bag, which I'm super pumped about. It's just a nice little velvet bag with the official Neopets logo. I'm really excited. I like to have deck bags and various ways of covering my decks, and because I don't always like to have the box. We'll see with this particular deck though if I prefer the box or not. But I was really excited because I didn't know if I was going to be able to make a bag or anything with Neopets stuff, so I'm excited to have a Neopets bag. I think that's really exciting. So here is the box. We have an Aisha on here. Back of the box, the QR code leads to the Geekify website. And the top and bottom do not have anything. It is a magnetic clasp side. Flips open. Ta-da! Now, because I haven't removed the deck, maybe there is a ribbon on the very bottom that just wasn't looped through. But I want a ribbon so I can pull everything out. I do not like having to tip everything over. That's not part of my process, so I don't want this to stay in here kind of a thing. I want to be able to just pull it out. That's so much easier to me. So already we can see the cute Fool card. But we're going to look at the book right now. So this is the tarot card guide. It's super nice. It's like a soft matte. It's not like a velvet, but it's super nice. And everything is so shiny gold. I don't know if you can really tell how nice it is. I have two sources of light, of course, going on. So my lighting is an interesting story right now. But it's got super soft. We have a nice ribbon. This is just very nice quality, which is really cool. Ooh, very glossy pages. We have just kind of our basic forward getting started stuff. Looks like we got reverse cards, some basic 1 card, 2 card, or 1 card, 3 card spreads. Interestingly, they have it just 1, 2, 3. I think it's more obvious with this 5 card spread that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's interesting. But then they have the Celtic cross in cards, which is interesting. I don't mind that. I think that's fine. I think that this is probably going to be everybody's first go-to. It tends to be. If there's a Celtic cross in your book, you tend to go for it. These pages are very glossy. I don't know if... Yeah, there we go. They're so glossy. It feels fancy though, which is kind of fun. I haven't read any of this, so... I mean, I've glanced at it, but I haven't read, so I can't full a deep dive into this yet. There we have, and they are color images, which is really nice. The image quality though isn't great. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's pretty pixelated. So if you're wanting a really good way of checking it out. I think this is a little hard. Most likely it'll be easier with the cards next to you as you flip through this. That's usually the case with most books. I like that we have a reversed for those who do decide to read with reverse. There is no keywords though, and I think it's a little easier to pick up on the cards, as much as little as I have. But I think I've had most success with remembering cards if I have keywords, so I'm not trying to remember like a paragraph of stuff or info. I really like this though, that it has info about our character. This is really nice. The Blummery Court Jester is an avatar you can get from making King Scarl laugh about tins of olives. I love that. That's so cool. That's going to be super helpful. I want to deep dive into like every card in here, and I think this is going to be a super big help. So yeah, this is cool. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to... This is the part that I'm going to butcher. I do not say most Neopet names correctly. I just say them in my head, however. Seradar is the Wizard of Brightvale who helps Roberta in the PlayStation 2 game, Neopets the Darkest Fairy. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so this is fun. So we are really going to be pulling from a lot of stuff in this. I just want to see if like the Minor Arcana is also same situation. Yes. Okay, cool. Again, I haven't looked at a ton of these cards, so I don't want to spoil too much. But yeah, this is awesome. Oh, this is super cool. Okay. And then got a couple of blank pages. Definitely could use those for some notes or something. And then the back of the cover. This is super nice. I love that. This is super cool. I think this will actually be very helpful, and that seems like a very good starters, except for the fact it doesn't have keywords. So, all right, let's look at the deck. Oh, all right. So we have the nice Neopets logo in the back with a bunch of stars coming out. Super cute. Love that. All right, in the back of the cards, this is a nice reversible deck. This is super well thought through, which is I always like. If you could reverse the cards. This is some thick cards. Ooh, yes, it's just barely reading, but it's like a gold glitter on the sides. The word that I'm wanting, that like classic gold, like, but it's smooth, and I'm fully losing that name of it. This is, I've never seen this, but I don't own a ton of decks. This is so much cooler. I like the glittery, and I think it'll actually, as you shuffle it, it'll not show damage as easily because it's all glinted, and so it's not smooth. You're gonna have still that rough aspect. So I think that's a super cool move on their part. I don't know if it's showing up quite as orange on camera. I think it's showing a little more gold than it, but it's super pretty. Oh yeah, okay. All right. So now we're gonna look at the cards, and I'm very excited about this. So we have a Fool. He's juggling negs. Oh, fun. This is such a cute little Blum. We have our Brightvale logo. It feels like he is inside the castle, which is an interesting thing because usually the Fool is about going somewhere new. For those who are interested, this is based off an RWS deck, and this is what the Fool looks like normally. So there's certain aspects to it where it's completely different, and I'm not against that. I just think it's so interesting that they chose to go in this way. It's beautiful though, and the foliage is, there's so much foil on these cards. It's super pretty. These were $55.95. I forgot to mention a price. So, and then plus shipping. We have the Magician. Now let's see. So we have a chalice, a sword. I'm trying to see if, I'm assuming they're doing coins instead of pentacles. And then, am I missing a wand? But they might have done something different. So again, I haven't really looked, so I don't know. Our High Priestess. This is so cool. I really like these cards. Oh, these are fun. Okay, I have to look up because I don't know any of these characters. So this is Rosala the Bright, is the leader of the Order of the Red Chrism, one of the factions in the perpetual war for the obelisk. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'm going to, because I want to see the cards next to the RWS. I think that's an interesting thing. So I'm going to put an RWS deck here as well, so I can like flip through both. Just because it helps me remember what I'm looking at. But this is super fun. I like this. Our Empress. Our Empress is Fiora. This is not super surprising to me. A powerful, powerful character. And I think that's a really great way of having it. The Empress is usually the divine, like femininity is kind of the idea. It's like everything, traditionally it's usually like a mothery figure. It's not always, but it's kind of this idea of like the mother of everybody. And so, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised Fiora is the card. Ah, yes. This also feels very, the Emperor is like the most father figure, and so we have King Eltador. Yeah, that makes sense that he is the Emperor. I was wondering if he was going to end up being one of the kings in the deck, but he is the Emperor, which I think is also a really good place for him to be. So, the Hierophant. This is a religious card, traditionally. Ooh, we have the staff, and that's the same, and we have our keys. Yeah, that's super nice. Okay. The Lovers. No, I don't know these characters either. Yeah, again, I'm gonna have to be reminded about like all the characters because like they'll look familiar, but I don't know plots and stuff, so I'm gonna have to like really look into this stuff, I think, at some point. This is such a cool little piece though. We have the Chariot. So we have the Cyro Drakes. Great gaze. Wow, I can't speak. Oh, interesting. Okay. We have two little characters there. I'm assuming they are members of the the crew. So this is one of the images that was on the site from the get-go. So we have like we have a Lucen with Inul. The Hermit. We kept his lantern. Oh, yay! This still has the feeling, which is really cool. So this is Bukuro. He appeared in Neoquest 2 in the Lost Desert. He described as cranky and old. What an interesting thing, because he doesn't look like a cranky character in this particular setting. But the idea is that the Hermit is a wiser person. Looks like we have a tent in the background, so they definitely stay here. Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune. This one I think a lot of people saw coming. With the Wheel of Excitement. It's, yeah, you can get good or bad. It's always turning is the idea. So, oh, we have the Battle Fairy for Justice. They're on her sword. I like this. This is such a cool way of doing the scales and the sword still in the image that like you still have to balance things. Oh yeah, I love this card. This card's really, really cool. Oh, the Hangman is the discarded Grundo. Oh, I really like that. Oh, I don't know why, but there's something about that makes me very happy. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's like the logical character to be there, but there's something very happy to me about that. That's super cool. Ooh, I was wondering who they would do for Death. I don't know this character. Oh, this is Lord Darrigan. Okay. Lord Darrigan rules the Darrigan Citadel and was the villain in the Champions of Marital Plot. He redeemed himself in the battle for Marital Plot. Okay. I've never, again, I haven't played plots, so I don't know most of these things. This is very cool, though. I'll have to look into him a bit more. The death card is usually one of my like favorite cards to look at and see what they have decided to go with and what kind of art and such. This is very cool. Yeah, and especially because you can't, it's like Neopets, and the idea is that it's still a little, like, a bit kid-friendly. Yeah. Temperance. And they kept the name Temperance, which is an interesting thing, because not all decks keep the name Temperance. But we have the fairy from the cooking pot on Mystery Island. Yeah, this is another one that I don't know a ton about her, so I'm gonna have to look a bit more into this one. But yeah, Temperance is usually a patience, time will allow it to come kind of a thing, I feel like. The Devil, oh, this is fun. Oh, I like this so much. The Dr. Sloth, this is a Devil card. The Devil card is also one that I'm like particularly fond of usually. And it usually tells me a lot about the deck. This is super cool though, that they did keep that like chained, the like chains to something, and I like that we have like a duality between our Grundos and stuff. I find it a little sad, I guess. I don't know. One of my favorite things though is that like the Lovers and the Devil card are so similar. They're like kind of the opposites of each other, and that's not present in this deck as much. Which is a personal thing. That's just my personal, I like to see kind of a thing. Does not make this a bad deck. It's just a personal, like, I would have done it different, which I think is okay. The Tower. Oh, yeah. The battleground for the obelisk. So the Tower is usually for a lot of people, like, the doomsday card almost. Like, if something's bad and something very upsetting and is going to happen in your life, this is the card that's going to show it. This feels far more stressing though than this image, although if you understand, I suppose, the battleground of the obelisk, I suppose it makes a bit more sense. I don't know a ton of about the history of the battleground of the obelisk. I just understand that it's this idea that everybody is at war and battling kind of idea. So I think this will be another cool card to like read into the plot and see how fitting it actually is, because I'm sure it's extremely fitting for how much, like, just this like, hey, this is the pinnacle of disaster in almost a sense. So I think that'll be really cool. Oh, the Star. There's a mix of cards in here that like some feel very much like they are pulled directly from the RWS deck, and some feel like they took an interpretation, and it doesn't feel super consistent. But that might just be me. Maybe I'm just not aware enough. But specifically, this is Sayana the Light Fairy. So, she's one of the 12 heroes of Altador. Okay, that makes sense. I just did the little, like, statue Altador plot recently. Ooh, the Lunar Moon guy. I only know him from, like, the daily Lunar Moon. But this is another one of those that I'm like, yep, that seems like a fun way of doing this, and I want to look it up more. So, yeah, that's super cool, though. The Sun. Alright, what is this one? Nuria was an important character in the Neopets puzzle adventure game for PC, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo Wii. She was also in the mobile game Legends and Letters. Okay. I think this is another one that I might have to do some research on and find out exactly what her story is. And figure out exactly what's going on. Traditionally, the sun has a, like, baby on it, and so it's like this new beginning almost kind of feel, and so I am interested to see how she fits into that. Judgment. We have a hero of Neopia, Judge Hogg. I mean, that feels like it makes sense to me. And then the Pant Devil, which is cool. I like that we have so much cool, like, so many fun characters have already showed up. And there's so many more cards to go. Granted, this is like the major arcana. This is where like you're going to have your heavy hitters, I feel like. But I think this is a good start. The World. Oh, we have the Space Fairy. On to Pentacles. I like that we have the wishing well on this card. We are starting our like monetary journey. Pentacles tends to deal with coins and money and such, and so it makes sense that they are using a coin aspect to it, which is really cool. This is where your Neopets will be very heavily impacted. If you are looking at it, it's going to discuss your Neopet wealth and future is within this suit. We're looking at the balance of things. We have the Lemnis Gate here. Oh, fun. So we do have it, and it looks like we are trying to balance a couple different things. So this is another one that I'm going to have to look at because it's got symbols. It looks like there's particular weapons. And I don't know my weapons very well. I tend to stick into like customizations and some art stuff. So this I'm not as familiar with. We have our 3 of Pentacles. We have Edna, along with the Sophager and the Brain Tree. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the idea of you're going to these people to like get their craft to help that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. You're seeking, typically this is like you're seeking somebody's help for a specific task and like seeking their guidance in something. And this makes sense. You're going to them for quests. Yeah, that makes sense. We have the Nurks. This alien Aisha is so cute. So cute. I find this interesting when it's about stability and security, although that's not particularly a thing. What do we have going on here? Does the Eventide Buzz have clouds on its arms? Because that's what's happening on this card, and I don't know if that's actually what he looks like, but that's super pretty. Is that like the wearable? I know there's a cloud markings that you can put, and I love it on Eventides. It's my favorite. So that's so cute. I love that card. The little like look of the Aisha is so cute. I love that. Oh no. Yeah, the omelets. It's so hot. I don't know if this is supposed to be the Chompy of the Chompy and the fungus balls that gets played, but this is super cute. We have our, yeah, the idea that, you know, some have all of the wealth and everything. Yeah, so sharing from the money tree. Ooh. That little pouty jump. Yeah, this is so cute. All right, I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. I'm just so excited about all of these. So we're at the 7 of Pentacles. I'm sorry if there's been an audio change or a slight shift in cameras. My phone, about after 20 minutes of recording, needs to just, like, it just can't handle, so I have to do stuff. Anyways, 7 of Pentacles. We have the Altador Cup, and this looks like it's the team Haunted Woods. So that's super cool. I really like this one. This one's a fun card. Yeah, I like this card. That like reaping what you sow kind of a thing. So yeah, they worked really hard. They get the gold. I love Donnie in this card. There's a couple cards that I have seen because I didn't realize my phone quit recording. So, but I love Donnie on this, the craftsman at his job. It's so cool. Snow Fairy, there's this abundance in this of like little berries. I love the little snow bunny. Oh, that's so cute. This card is so cool to me. What an excellent way of like using a reversed method on this card, because we have this lovely image of, yeah, you're happy, you're gonna find your home, you're gonna do all the things, it's great, it's wonderful, and then there's, if you read with reversals with this card, it's so, like, sad. Oh, the little Vander. Oh. Just, like, oh. Like, what a cool way. This is such a good way of using, like, a deck that would be, and like, if you end up using reversals, this is a well thought through card, I think. So, I really like that. Onto the page. Now, I really like this page. I really like this card because we have, I can't remember, but during like the Festival of the Negs, I believe she takes over. And I think that's a really cool way of doing it. It's like a younger person who is like gonna take over. That's so nice. I think that's great. I like this Knight card. I think that's a classic feel to a Knight card. I don't know a ton. Again, a lot of these I just don't know anything about. So lots of learning yet to be done. Yep, a queen. I can't remember her name. I know it's one of those things. I'm trying to get through these cards though because I keep on filming. King Scarlet is really cool here though. This like idea of controlling wealth and like hoarding, I think is a good depiction. An interesting interpretation of the King of Pentacles, I think. So I like this. I like this one. On to the cups. All right, so Ace of Cups. I think the water fairy makes a ton of sense. We still have all the pooling water and everything. I love that. This is very pretty. The Two of Cups. This deals with the relationships. Typically people think it's like a wedding kind of situation, but it deals with a lot of relationships. So if there's a relationship within this, the reading, I think that's important. A time of celebration. This is really doing like friendships and like celebrating among friends and whatnot. That's super cute. I love that they still have glasses and the little cups are tiki. Ooh. Okay, and I know this is from the Battleground of Obelisk. Is this one of the teams? Again, this is a card I'm gonna have to like look into more. Oh! This is, he hands you a mysterious potion. My brain is not fully there. What? This is kind of cool. The idea is that usually you are stressed about something, but there's still things that are good. Nobody drinks his potions. He's so sad about it. Okay, there's some really cool interpretation that can happen, I think, in this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards I've seen thus far. And I think mainly because I get it right away. I do wish that one of them was spilled. I think there's some importance to having a couple of your potions, like your cups are spilled. But yeah, I like the interpretation that can happen in this card. So I'm very excited about the art with this one. We have the Six of Cups. Yes, this is a very like young feeling card, I feel. Like it really feels more as like nostalgic more than like a young innocence. Seven of Cups. So this is usually about choice and opportunity. Like, there's a lot of options in front of you. And this is a really cool way of doing it. I like this actual feeling of actual options again, y'all, I can't remember anybody's name, so we're not gonna. But yeah, that's like the actual options. Our Gray Fairy. Oh. No, again, I don't know the Gray Fairy story, so I should really look it up. But we have missing wings. So something has happened. I really want to look into her story because this is usually like an escaping kind of feeling, like you're getting away from whatever is happening. So this feels like a comforting card. I love all the little lattes. I actually remember some of the names. This is the Neg Latte. This is the Iced Soy Chai Latte, I believe. I know I've seen these two multiple times, probably drank one or two to my pets. Yeah, I love this. This is such a good, like, comforting card. We have the Rainbow Fountain! Yay! I love this. The Ten of Cups, I know sometimes it can be with, like, family, it can be with like your found family, it can be about happiness, it can be so many different things. This is such a fun card. It's so happy, it's so wonderful. I think everybody's excited when they can go and see the Rainbow Fairy and dip their pet and they get to be something new. This is a very happy card, which is wonderful, I think. So yeah, there's usually like this idea of like whether it be found family or like your actual family, there is this like idea that everybody is together, and I think that's really cool here, is that like for a lot of people, I think they're like pets or they're like little family and stuff. And I know people have written stories and all sorts of stuff. So I think that's really cool. Such a fun. It's just so fun. I love that card so much. Oh, yeah, we're off on our little adventure again. Yes, this is... Okay, okay, I gotta start getting through these, but this is so cool. This is such a great way. Again, I believe from Battleground of the Obelisk is how I know this person. There is usually an idea of, like, you can describe somebody based off of, like, some of these person cards in, like, a King, Queen, Knight page. Sometimes you can just, like, describe the type of person that's going to come into your establishment and stuff. This is so cool, though. Yeah, this is awesome. Our Soup Fairy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of the most compassionate cards in this deck. Just, like, willing to give and give, and... yeah, the Soup Fairy is definitely that. I love all the Neopets that, like, get featured in this. And, like, the generic... like, that's so fun. Oh, I didn't even think about him being in here. I don't know why. This is a card I want to, like, again, dive into and really start to pull. But yeah, this is super cool. All right. On to swords. So it looks like we have our classic art. We have kind of that classic sword art. We have the crown on it. Yeah, this is super cool. I like the my names and everything. There's some really cool symbology, it looks like, on the sword. So I think that's important. Again, things that I'm ready to, like, dig through. We have our academies fighting. Yeah, you have a choice. There's a choice in front of you. Possibly a stalemate. Yeah, this is a really... I love this as an interpretation of this card, is that you have your two advisors, like... Sorry, you can't even see it. I love this as an interpretation of this card, so that's such a good way of what can you, like, do with this. This is so cool. Yeah, love this. The Three of Swords. Oh. Okay, so I read through the little blurb, most of it. This usually deals with heartbreak. And I'm not saying that Eudora and Illusen are officially being, you know, like, broken up lovers, but man, that's kind of, like, there was pain and hurt. That's usually, like, this is a heartbreak kind of moment, y'all. Something devastating happened. And, like, this is a very, like, clear, they will not work with each other with the quests and everything, but, like, I don't know, y'all, for all of you who are shipping Illusen and Eudora, I think this is a really solid, like, there is something that happened. Because this card can mean heartbreak. So, like, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna say, throwing that out there. I just want y'all to know. Alright, Four of Swords. Okay, this is another one, like, we have the Altador statue, so I'm interested in this one again. I don't know a ton, though. Five of Swords. Why do we have... yeah, this is fascinating to me. The Five of Swords is always a card that has various ways it can be interpreted and how you interpret it. And so I actually really like how many characters are in here and how you can be one of many different characters. This kind of feels a little more sneaky. While, like, in the regular RWS, it has, like, this person who feels like they have kind of taken everybody's equipment from them and stolen it away. This has the feeling of there's just been a lot of hurt, and now we're trying to be sneaky and trying to just kind of win what we can. So, yeah. And it looks like they were recreating one of the plots, from my understanding. So I'm going to have to look into this. Yeah, this is so cool. Six of Swords. Transition. Things are changing. You're moving through a time of change. Yeah, so these are all from Shinku. So we have such a fun little amount of things. Yeah. A Snow Eater. Yeah, this is a You're getting away with stuff, man. This is a deception, whether you are being decepted or somebody think, or you know, you're doing the deception. What an interesting play of having them steal from the Snow Ager, though. Interesting. Our Eight of Swords, you feel trapped. Yeah. This is so cool, though. I like the idea that this pirate ship feel. What a cool way of interpreting that card. Okay, so the Nine of Swords, y'all. This is usually my, like, least favorite card. This, like, card of anxiety. I loved Cheat, though, as a kid. Cheat was, like, I would play Cheat and Gormball, basically, all day. Like, I loved it. And so the fact that all the Cheat characters are on here makes this, like, one of my favorite cards. Like, what an interesting way. Like, we have won. We have outsmarted you. Wow, that's so cool. But yeah, this is... Usually the focus is so much on this, but like we have all that smugness, which is cool. Yeah, this feeling of... This card usually has so much like panic to it. This has such a cool interpretation of anxiety and like depression and despair. This card, because most of the time it gives me so much stress looking at the Nine of Swords. This card looks more of the, like, I've hit the bottom and I'm stuck kind of a feel, which is very cool. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, this is, you've lost. So this is all, is this the Lost Game Graveyard? Yeah, that's so cool. Corbett's Lab, Noah's Pond, Ice Caves, Doubloon Disaster, Terra Attack, Fairy Cloud Racers, Chombie and the Fungus Balls, Destructo Match, the first one, Bumper Cars, Igloo Garage Sale. Yeah, so there's a bunch of games gone by. And so this is like, you lost, defeat kind of thing. That's so cool. Like, just, I love these interpretations. A lot of these are super cool. Okay, this is another plot that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to have to look it up. But this is so cool. Yeah. Oh, what a cool card. Just like art-wise, that's such a I like the drama. I like how it's placed. I like how they did it. I'm interested in how hasty this card is. Like how the character is. Because this is usually somebody who's like too quick to go. They're not thinking things through. So I'm going to have to look that up. Oh no! I don't know this character at all. I don't know if I've ever seen this character. Huh. Okay, yep. Yeah, we're King of Brightville. Gotta gain all that knowledge. Yeah, this is... The King of Swords is usually a smart person, an intellectual being of some sort that they are describing. So, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, on to Ace of Wands. Alright, and I had to do another quick cut because of things with my phone. So, on to the Ace of Wands. Alright. So, we are looking at... Alright, so wands tend to deal with the fire element and creativity. So we are going to be seeing, I'm wondering if this reminds me of the like the Astrology Academy in the Eltador plot. So I'm wondering if that's what this is dealing with. Oh, hello. This is like a little lawyer, like looking up stuff and finding out things. That's so cool. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I need to like look up these characters. I know that's like part of the problem is that I do not have enough like knowledge of these characters, but like this idea of like looking around and seeing what you're going to do is really cool. This card I think was one of the previous cards that were previewed, I believe. Yeah, again, I'm excited to look into all these cards and like read the book because it's got a little blurbs about all the characters and stuff, so that's gonna be really cool. Interesting. This I love these. But this seems like a treaty, and sometimes it's about how everybody comes together in like a harmony. Yeah. Our disagreements. I loved those games. I think I did it one time where I played like the games and whatnot. And I'm terrible at the games, but I always loved these two characters. I thought they were great. We're still dealing with kind of like this, somebody is higher than everybody else. But we have like a beaten up character, which I think is interesting. Again, I have issues. I'm trying to decide where the Pluto Goofy kind of moment here with that's like an Uni who doesn't have the powers. Ooh, okay. And then we have the Techo Master in the back. Ooh. I really should look into the Masters and seeing like what their stories are, because there's some cool stuff that I'm clearly missing here. Change movement, yeah. The passage of time. Yeah. This is a character that, or this image really does give that idea that you are having to continue the journey, like always going forward. That's really cool. Our 10 of Wands, the one we had on the beginning of the box. Some traveling plans, it looks like. These are the Altador plot constellations. I've been trying to think of what they reminded me of. It's the plot constellations. Cool. Little details like that. That's why I'm like really excited to get into this deck, because there's little details like that that are going to be so cool. I'm confused. I don't know why Jadora is here. I would love people's interpretations of this card. Adventure. Yeah. This is a very adventurous card. Often this deals with adventure and what's coming ahead. We have the cover. I thought about cover and I was like, where? Gotta show up. Interesting that it's the Queen of Wands, though. I mean, I guess somewhat makes sense, but interesting. I know, so many things are interesting. Yeah, cool. The King of Wands, yeah, cool. Ooh, here we go. A little like acknowledgement. Thank you everybody who made this deck. I'm very excited about working with this and using it. I think there's a lot of really excellent pieces that were used. I think there's some good, really awesome imagery and like I'm so excited because I think this deck will allow for such open interpretation and so much interpretation is like the word that keeps coming to my mind. That's not what I mean though. Like, they're busy enough cards where I can pick up on certain things within them, but imagery, like the imagery is just, but still basic enough that I understand what the main point is, which is really cool. I like this deck. I'm interested to hear what other people think of this deck. Yeah, this is a cool deck. I'm very excited to work with it, and I'm excited to like read for a Neopet or something. Again, thank you everybody who made this deck. This blew my expectations out of the water. I was a little concerned and worried about this deck. At one point I forgot there was art and I was like, oh my gosh, if they give us a Pip deck. But like, this is really cool. This is a really fun deck. I'm excited to like learn more of the plots about Neopia. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end. Have a magical day. Let me know if you want me to read for a Neopet or something. I think this is a great deck. That'll be super fun for like Neopet readings and stuff that I do. So thanks so much, guys. Bye!